Welcome, Kletus Roadside service to Monday. Monday is way too fucking cold. I'll tell you that right now. Let's see if our shit froze up. Nope. We're rolling. We're leaving the yard. It is. Well, my truck I think is lying to me because my phone. Well, I guess it's not that much different. At home, when I was at home, last night when I went to bed around 10, it was 1 degree. Can't even say degrees on that. It was 1 degrees. It's 1 degree. So pretty fucking cold. And then I woke up and it warmed up a little bit. It was 2. It was 100% warmer than it was in counts for degrees or whatever, Twice as warm. All right, and we're back. Things have changed so fast around this place. I'm in the walking floor truck, and I'm leaving the shop, and I get a phone call right here in the middle of my podcast. He said, "Hey, your loads are canceled," but there's other issues going on where I had drove a truck on Wednesday. I talked about the keys already. The keys are back into the news program here for you guys. I used a truck we call it 304. It's a 12-speed Kenworth T880. It was hooked up to the double rail. I took it out to a creek to do that job, and I brought it back. And when I came back, the whole landscape of the entire shop had changed, and where we normally put the keys for all the trucks was missing. And I could not find it, and I texted my boss, or the transportation coordinator. I texted him and I said, "Yo, man, I don't know where the fucking keys are." And he wouldn't, instead of him just telling me where they were, he said, "Look right." And I'm like, where do I need to be standing to look right? And I couldn't find them. But I did find them that Wednesday night because my buddy blew a tire and we had to go back to my shop. And I found out where the keys were. I did not move the keys from where they were to the keyboard, though, because I had already sent out a text message saying this is where the keys are for that truck in case anybody's looking. Now, on Friday, that's not a problem because on Friday, one of the mechanics said, "Hey, I need the keys for that truck." And the other mechanic, the one that I put the keys on his toolbox, he said, "Hey, I have them. They're right here." So he gave the keys to another mechanic. The mechanic went out there, got the truck fired up, unhooked it from the trailer, drove it out into the shop, parked it, worked on it, fired the truck back up, drove it back out, put it right back where he got it from. Then he had the keys. So I don't know exactly who it was, but somebody else had possession of the keys. All I'm saying is it's not my deal because they're struggling. They cannot find the keys today for one guy to do his job. And I'm like, brother, I had the keys on Wednesday. Somebody else had touched them on Thursday, Friday, at some other point in time. Yeah, pull up as far as you can, you fucking van. Jesus. Anyways, I got this truck fired up. I'm already, my coolant, it's digital. It says 109 degrees. I already warmed up my coolant. This truck is finally starting to feel a little bit warm in here. And my boss said, "Turn around, your loads are canceled." And I said, "All right, well, what do you want me to do instead?" And he said, "You know that building that we tore down out back? You're going to be part of helping get that shit cleaned up. There's 2 guys, project managers, which is kind of, not project managers, supervisors, which is kind of crazy that they got supervisors just hanging out at the shop. But I'm going to go hang out with them and help them clean up this mess. I'll probably end up running a roll-off truck or something. I don't know." And I got in this truck, and I had already been in and out of the shop and office so many times, but I don't have a spit bottle, so I'm using a rubber glove. This is good times. This is real good times. Guys, it's so fucking cold out. It says it's 7 degrees now. So that's, I don't know, 600% increase in temperature from 10 o'clock last night. That's what I'm going to say. It's 6 times as warm as it was this morning. Oh, I forgot I refilled my coffee, and it's so fucking hot. I'm over here complaining about how cold it is and how hot it is. Can I just, the warmness of the vents here is pretty nice. You know, that's where you won't get any complaints out of me. It's finally warmed up, but I'm about to take this truck back to the shop and just park it. Now, what happened on Saturday and Sunday, I recorded another podcast, but it became super uneventful that I'm not going to release. I'll just talk about it because it was like 15 minutes, nothing special. We got a call out to go. What was it? I was sitting at home on Sunday, and I worked on Saturday. I worked running dump truck. I was off by 1, so that was cool. And then on Sunday, right before, there's a pizza party, and I was on call this weekend. There's a pizza party going on for a college graduate. My stepsister graduated college. People were asking me, what did she graduate from? And I said, I don't know. I just kept saying auctioneering. She's an auctioneer now. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, auctioneering 101. She's been into it her whole life. Totally made up. And that spread like wildfire. Everybody's in there like, hey, buddy, I don't fucking know how to do it. She went to college for it. Ask her. I don't know. But, yeah, that wasn't it. But it was a pizza party, and at fucking 1 o'clock, it was at 3 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock, I got a call saying, hey, there's a spill. We're probably going to need you to come out and fucking take care of. I'm like, motherfucker. And it turns out that the place where the spill is, my wife, she's affiliated with somebody that knows something about that place. So, a video was sent to me, which was kind of insane. I got a video of the spill happening, and I was like, motherfuck, I'm gonna miss out on the pizza party, whatever. And so I I went ahead, and they didn't really tell me to come in, but I figured I was gonna need to come in, so I just got in my car and drove to work. Got here, and then they canceled the job. So this is my second canceled job in 2 days. But yeah, it was a place where they make food, and they use a lot of fry oil, some sort of oil for frying. And they had a tanker load of it, probably 6,000 gallons, maybe less, maybe more, I don't know, of frying oil that just spewed out. I don't know what happened. It's hard to see exactly what happened, but I know like what mechanically broke. But there was fucking oil on this entire parking lot outside, and it was not going to be good. So I was talking about being upset, missing out on the pizza, and having to go work outside for the rest of the night and all that shit. But nope, that didn't happen. So we're good now. I didn't end up working. I just turned around and I went to the pizza party. Had a good time at the pizza party. Met my brother's girlfriend. Oh my gosh, he's got a girlfriend. I can't believe it. I'm so excited for him. So, had a pizza party, went back home, hung out with the kids, let them play VR until they started yanking on each other's hair, and then I said, we're done. Both kids, they were going at each other. They were fucking so pissed off at each other. I want to play VR. No, I want to play VR. And I'm like, neither one of you know how to play VR. You got to have me. And I get to choose who gets to play it. And my son, he's been playing it a lot. So I'm like, my daughter gets to play it, buddy. Olivia gets to play it, buddy. So I let Olivia play it for a while. Then I was playing a game where I'm running the controller and she's supposed to be watching to see where I'm going. And I had to constantly grab her head and move her head so I could see what the fuck is happening. Because she's just looking up at the sky, having a good time. And she's like, let's go. I'm like, I can't go unless I can see my character. Turn your head down. And I'm just like pushing on her head and everything. But and then I was like, I want to play, guys. Can I play, guys? And they said, yeah. So I put on the headset and I'm playing, and that's when they were back there fighting over who gets it next. And I said, nobody gets it next. It is bedtime. Y'all are freaking out. It's not cool. Another spit in my glove here. The middle finger's filling up quick. Yeah, today, I don't know, I got this truck fired up, ready to go, but, it's not a huge issue, but it is an issue that this truck is almost got a half a tank of fuel and half a tank of DEF in it, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up for the guy that left it for me like this, which is just wonderful. Thank you so much for leaving me a truck with a half fucking tank. Luckily, I don't have to run it, but I'm going to fill it up and park it because now I'm the last one using this truck. And if somebody else gets in it and they're like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, yo, I drove it around the block. And they're like, well, you need to fill it up. Here I am. I'm filling it up. Nobody will know. This is just a good deed I'm doing for myself because nobody's going to say thank you so much for filling it up. You're doing a great job. I can't believe that other guy left it fucking empty for you. Nobody gives a fuck. They just care when they get in the truck and they need to go. And the other guy that can't find his keys, he's got to take a different truck, and he's got to drop the low boy, which is going to be an interesting thing. So I might need to go over there and help him out. So I'm going to pause this. I'll be back at some point today. It's going to be exciting probably because we're going to be cleaning up this big mess. I might try to grab some pictures or something. I'm not sure. Oh, I need to. All right, so the change of plans are underway. Got me 106, which is our older, not the oldest, but an older Kenworth roll-off truck. Uh, it's got a drop axle with it, so yeah, so it's all warmed up now, ready to go. I'm driving over. I had to pick up a dumpster full of scrap metal from that building, and I'm taking it over to the recycling place. And had a little bit of an issue. Well, right now it says I have 0 fuel and 0 DEF. That's interesting. So I don't know. I'm gonna dump this, and when I get back, I'll try to fuel this up also, just to make sure. Or I don't know. Whenever I get out of the truck next, I'll check to see if if I can see diesel in it. If I do, then I'm pretty either somebody siphoned all the fuel and DEF out of this, or it's just the gauges are wrong. And this is going to be fun. This is a tight corner I got to take here. And I don't know if I'm going to make it if a car pulls up. So, yeah, I lifted up the bed and I let the winch cable all the way out. But started leaking hydraulic fluid heavily. There's a nice 300Z over there. Yeah, whenever I had the winch cable, the cylinders that pull the winch cable, there's 2 of them. I had them pulled all the way in, which it lets the cable all the way out, and it started leaking real bad, so I had to pull them in a little bit, or pull them out just a little bit. I don't know, the cylinder has got some ice or some sort of buildup on it, which is fucking up with the seals, I guess. I don't know. But one cool thing is that the place that I'm going is right here, right down the fucking street. And I believe this is all I'm going to be doing. There's a guy in an excavator that's loading the dumpster, and then I'm just driving the dumpster back and forth. I don't think I'm even gonna have to get out of the truck really. But yeah, and look at that. I mean, I started this was when I was leaving our shop, and now I'm at the fucking recycling place. It's right down the street, right down the motherfucking street. So I'll keep giving you updates a little bit later, but we're having a good time. Well, we're back. I think we're finished for the day. I took 2 loads of scrap to the scrap yard, and I took 2 loads of trash to the landfill. Where I left you off, that I was headed to the scrapyard. I think I just got there, and they were closed for Martin Luther King Day. So I had to back out of there because there's nowhere to. You're supposed to drive in and drive out. You're not supposed to do a U-turn right there. And so I got a little creative, did a little bit of an Austin Powers move, and got out of there and went across the river to the other scrapyard that was open. And I'll tell you what, I've been to the one scrapyard that was closed. I've been there before, once or twice, and they are do not. I tell them specific. I'm like, in both times I went there, I was like, I've never been here before. Can you please explain everything you need me to do? And they did not do a very good job of explaining anything. Like I thought I had. They wanted me to open up my container over here, but then they were yelling at me to open it over there and then back up over here and no back up over there. It was just a confusing thing. And then I'm like, how, all right, what? Like, they were like, all right, you're good to go. Here's your check. And I'm like, where's my check? And I didn't realize that there was like a bank drop system that's built underground. It's got a tube with a little thing, and you get the fucking check out of there like at a bank tube or whatever. Did not realize that it was confusing as fuck. But this other scrapyard I went to, I like that one. Mm-hmm. It's down in a really shitty area, but they were very nice and kind. I called them up. I said, "Are you open today?" She said, "Yes." I said, "All right. Well, I've never been there before, but I'll be there in a few minutes. I got a 40-yard dumpster full of random trash." And she actually relayed that information to the guy at the scale house because I got there and he's like, "Yeah, I heard you was coming. You never been here, have you?" I was like, "No, I have not." He's like, "All right, well, let me give you a little rundown." He gave me a rundown. Beautiful. Everything worked out great. He's like, "You're going to scale in here, wait for the light to turn green. You're going to go across the street and do a U-turn and then wait there, and then somebody will come up to you." And that's where I thought I was a little confused because I was waiting for somebody to come up. Nobody was coming up. Well, they ended up coming up, and they had me dump, and everything went great. And then I went to go get my check, and everything went great. It was wonderful. So I did that, and then I went back to the shop, and I grabbed the trash dumpster. It's got like all the insulation and other fucking shit that's not metal. Well, some of it was metal, but it was too hard to get it separated, so they were just like, take it to the landfill. Take it to the landfill, and the landfill was bumping today. There were so many fucking people there. But I was able to get in. Now, the guy that loaded the container, it these open top roll off dumpsters are supposed. This is a 20-yard, so it's only 4 foot tall rather than 8 foot tall like the 40-yarders. And it's got these bows that are supposed to go across that you're supposed to roll the tarp over with. Well, he's like, I left all the bows out because I didn't want you to lose them. And then he tarped it up because the truck that I was running didn't have a tarp. And I was like, okay, I really don't want to have to undo the tarp at the landfill because in order to undo the tarp, I got to drop the entire fucking box. And that's not a good thing to do at the landfill. He said, well, you could probably get away with just dumping it and it'll all slide out from underneath the tarp. But there's like some metal in there and sharp items. And I was like, do you think it's going to get caught on the tarp? He's like, no, I loaded it, so it shouldn't get caught on the tarp. I'm like, okay. Well, all that changed whenever I tipped the container up and shit started coming out. It did slice the tarp. Luckily, it's in a straight line, and it's only about 3 foot long. A big cut in the tarp that I didn't know was even there until I got out to look to see if all my shit had came out. It did not. So, not a big deal. Just had to. I shook it for a while, and I rolled forward and slammed on the brakes to slide the stuff forward a little bit, which helped. But I had to drop the container. It took a while, but I had to drop the container, get the tarp rolled up, and these tarp bars, if the bar at the edge of the tarp, it's got a square peg hole that you can put in a tarp roller bar, but the tarp has to be physically attached to the bar, usually with screws or something like that. It was not. So if you put a tarp roller bar in there, it would just spin the bar inside the tarp. Nothing going on. So I had to like pick up the bar and push it off to the side and get it to try to roll up as much as I could, but it was really difficult to do it. It'd still be difficult with two people, but at least you could probably get it done. With one person, it was not. It was not possible. So I just kind of pushed it off to the side. Went over there, tried to dump still. Some stuff was hanging up in there, but I ended up just tilting the bed down a little bit, climbing in there, and pulling the shit out by hand. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I said, you know what? It's done. That's all I care about. It's done. And I go to leave, and the truck fucking dies on the hill, headed out of the landfill. I don't know where I left off. Some shit just started happening on my phone. It just started playing something randomly. I've been trying to keep up with the inauguration thing or whatever the fuck is going on, where the president becomes the president. I've been watching a little bit of that. I haven't really dug deep into it. I just found a couple of YouTube videos or live videos or whatever, and been watching those. But anyways, what I was saying was the truck died leaving the landfill, and it was gelling up is what it was doing. It was so cold out, and even though I had already ran to the truck, had been on all day. I did a run to the scrapyard. I went back to the shop, dropped that box, grabbed the other box, got it loaded up, got it dumped, and as I was leaving the landfill, it started gelling up. It was weird that it would wait till then to start gelling up, because you would think with it sloshing around, with all these fuel systems, they have a feed and a return line. With the return line, being warmer fuel pumped in there all day long, you wouldn't think it would gel up. Especially since I wasn't like driving down the highway or anything. It was just I was shaking the truck vigorously at the landfill because it's really rutted up and froze over there. So usually, you know, uh, the ruts are bad and everything, but it's soft ground that you can squeeze or squish through. No, not right now. It's all frozen, so it's like, I almost lost my whole cup of coffee in the cup holder. About bounced out of the fucking cup holder. You're trying to just idle in there, and it just boom, 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 boom. You're like, fuck me, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it was freezing up, so I was able to make it out of the dump. The truck died 3 or 4 times on my way out of the dump, but I got out. So because it's kind of confusing to get somebody to show up and say, hey, I'm here to, there's a truck inside the dump that's a little fucked up. I'm here to look at it. And they always give you the stink eye. They're like, what are you trying to do? You trying to throw away shit for free, you motherfucker? It's like, no, there's a truck in there. And they're like, all right. But it's always confusing. So I was like, I'm going to get the fuck out of the dump, pull over on the side of the road, because there's a big area next to the road where you can pull over and get some things done. A guy brought me a bottle of 911 and some Howes diesel treatment. And we put it in there and let it sit for a while. And I tried to shaking the truck back and forth, putting it in drive and just stabbing the brakes, let it slush around, get the fuel mixture all mixed up real nice and good so that 911 will do its job and de-gel my fuel. Because somebody was telling me that truck, they don't think anybody that has ran that truck has put any diesel treatment in there. Now, the diesel at our shop, it does have, we treat it ourselves, like the big tank that we fuel all our trucks with. I just about fucking stuttered there. I did stutter, actually. We treat it pretty heavily, so it's not going to gel up. But we always add it to our trucks also. One of our bosses, he went to some sort of a presentation thing for the diesel treatment. Is kind of weird. I don't know. They were trying to, I guess, somebody from Howes or somebody was trying to start selling us pallets of it, and they're like, "This is so good." And I don't know, his takeaway from it. He's like, we've done so much, or I've seen so much data to show that it does. You can almost run your diesel engine on this diesel treatment. So you don't have to worry about if somebody else has treated this fuel or, whatever, look at the back of the bottle and be like, oh, I'm only supposed to add half a bottle or whatever. He's like, just dump a whole fucking bottle in every time you fuel up. I don't care if you only burned a quarter of a tank or you burned the whole tank. Just dump a whole fucking bottle of that diesel treatment in there, and it's not going to gum up. It's not going to do anything bad. The truck's going to run perfectly fine. But you don't want to gel up, especially when you're out on the highway. Sometimes that would involve replacing the fuel filter. If it gels up, it gets in the fuel filter, it's a pain in the ass. I've had that happen before at the lumberyard, but at this place, we've had trucks gel up, but nothing. I mean, my specific for the last 3 years, I haven't had anything gel up and it be a big issue. So I gelled up today, and the truck was still having some running issues even when I got it back to the shop. But somebody had already brought a different roll-off truck back to the shop, and it happened to have a roll tarp on it. So that makes my life easier. Instead of dealing with that fucking rolling the tarp off on the dumpster or whatever, I could just use the tarp on the truck. So I got this truck that I'm in now. It's instead of 106, the older truck, this is 130. It's a newer truck, still a Kenworth T880, but it's a lot nicer on the inside, and it's got that rotating seat. Hell yeah! It doesn't rotate side to side; it rotates back. You can cradle your little ass. It's kind of nice. I like being cradled when I drive around. Anyways, the I got the other scrapyard box taken, and then they were like, "Hey, you got time? It's 3:40 now, so I'm getting a little bit of overtime today doing this, which is at least that's nice. I'm getting a little bit of overtime because I was looking at not having any overtime. I thought they were gonna tell me to quit, but they're like, "No, you can take another one." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'll take another one." I need to get. I don't want to get just 8 hours today. If I can spend another, hour and a half here, um, that'll make it a lot more worth it. So, all good, all done. Headed back. I'm pulling into the shop now. I just got to drop this container so they can load it up with more trash, and then tomorrow I'm probably not going to be doing this. I'm probably going to get my loads. They're in Gardner, Kansas. I got to drive down south and get loaded with the walking floor trailer and then take that to the landfill. It shouldn't be. The guy that's been doing it, he says it works out really well. He doesn't have any issues, so let's hope. Let's hope that's going to work. And I'm going to drop this container out of the way because right now, or where they had it, was kind of in the way of everything. So back it over here, kind of cattywampus a little bit. And if they don't like it, they can move it with the little excavator. But I didn't tarp up the scrap metal in the 40-yard container, but then this one I used the roll tarp bar on the truck. But when I got to the landfill to offload, it was only one side of the tarp bar was working, and it was having a lot of trouble working. It did not want to do it. So I ended up, I had to put my DOT bar on the throttle. I had to have a jug of washer fluid on the DOT bar to keep it on the throttle enough. And then I grabbed a boomer out of the toolbox over here to hang on the fucking lever, so the lever would be pulling it. And then I had to go back there and push on the tarp bar to make it fucking go, because it was not happy. All right, that should be set. Get my winch cable loosened all the way up. There we go. It's beeping because the bed is lifted up right now. Sorry about that. Let me go and hook this fucking cable real quick. Then I can get this truck parked off to the side somewhere. There we go. I think that's a good spot. I think that's a damn good spot. Just gotta reach in here. There we go. I think that'll do it. That's gonna do it. And now I think I need to grab my keys and go in the shop over here and see if there's an open spot, because the other roll-off truck was sitting outside this morning, and that had a lot to do with the gelling up. So I'd like to get this one parked on the inside also. Alright, quit fucking beeping at me, bitch. Damn it, dude. Alright, get the fuck out of this truck. Run in the shop here. See if I can find an open bay. Yeah, this is going to be really nice. It is weird being able to see the building over there since this building has been torn down. So we have a big pad here now. But a lot of people used to park up next to that building. Oh, the alarm's going off. I don't think I'm going to find a spot at all in here. We got trucks jam-packed in here. Oh, there is an open spot. That is kind of crazy. I'm surprised. We got a dump truck, a winch truck, a guzzler, box truck, somebody hit the fucking pole. They backed up enough. Liquid vac, a roll-off truck. What else we got over here? Day cab. Room for another day cab. 2 more liquid vacs. 3 more liquid vacs. And then that's about it. There is room for another roll-off truck right here. Yeah, we are packed. P-A-K-T, packed. And I guess I'll pull this one off to the side a little bit, so there's a little bit of room if somebody else shows up with another truck. It really sucks because the truck I need to take tomorrow is going to be sitting outside. I guess it is a day cab, and I could technically unhook it from the walking floor trailer and pull it inside, which I might. I'm not going to do that. It warmed up today and it was 2 degrees. It'll warm up tomorrow. There we go. Bring the bed down. Put her in neutral. It'll warm up. It'll be all right. That truck's got a lot of treatment in it. I'm not worried about it gelling up. I would hope it doesn't. But you never know. Never know what might happen. So yes, Trump is now the official president today. Been watching some live stream coverage and listening to some other, people that put out podcasts pretty quickly and listening to some of that stuff. It is an interesting time. I'm not going to be able to squeeze this in there. I'm just going to leave this right here in the middle. I guess I can move it a little bit over here. And now if somebody wants to get out that truck, they can get it out. And we'll turn her off. And this is where we're going to end our day. I think my wife took my son to get a haircut today, so that's going to be exciting. I don't know. It's just long hair is what it is, but I'm like, you just look so grown up with your long hair. Not grown up. He looks like these, I don't know. Picture a kid in the 7th grade. I know what I looked like in the 7th grade. I grew my hair out, not long, but I mean, it was a long, shaggy hair, but it wasn't like down to my shoulders or anything. It was just super long, and somebody talked me into frosting my tips, yo. Like, who in the fuck decided to do that? I was in the middle. I was like a hard rock metalhead that was depressed for no reason, just because the songs told me to be depressed. I played Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto, rode the hell out of bikes. Never really got into skateboarding. And part of that might be because I never had like a real skateboard. I had some, I don't know. I guess a real skateboarder would be like, doesn't matter what it is. If you want to skateboard, you'll skateboard. And I had a skateboard, but it was like a Walmart one. Like, you could barely get it to fucking tilt sideways and shit. And I fell down on it a lot. That was about it. So anyways, my son, he's I don't know, he always wants to wear a hoodie and sweatpants with his hood up, long hair, and he talks about Fortnite all day, and he's dabbing stuff, and he's running around doing Fortnite dances and singing songs that I've never heard of, and I'm just like, man, this is what my parents felt like. This is what they were like, what in the hell's going on? But I don't really think my parents really went through that type of stuff, because I don't know. The classic rock, I mean, that's what I'm still listening to today. I was thinking earlier, I was like, man, maybe I should, in my, like, just YouTube videos, because I watch all kinds of shit and a lot of shorts on YouTube, and you see people post up on, well, my algorithm is like BeamNG Drive. It's just random mod vehicles jumping or running into shit, and they're like, will the Ford Bronco make the jump or whatever? And then they jump it, and then it doesn't, and then they're like, nah, and then it just goes on to the next video. It's just like fucking shit posting. But I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. Which I could. But then also doing song reviews, because I'm pretty sure I can play like a full length song on YouTube if I'm reviewing the song. And there are so many songs out there that I don't know. I don't really have too many people directly around me that I can sit and discuss, the Beatles or, whatever with. So I was thinking about like just doing a song review and just talking about songs as I listen to them. And I don't know, because I hadn't listened to like straight up music in a while, not a long while, but in a little while. I've been just listening to podcasts mainly. So it was yesterday. Closed door. Yesterday I was listening to, I just listened to songs for a while. I wonder if they know that tire is off the fucking bead. I bet they don't. Jesus Christ. Looks like I'm gonna have to fucking call it in. But I don't know, just do like song review videos and little BeamNG short videos and other video game videos and stuff. Because I mean, every time I turn on the video game, I'm like, I could just hit record and post it up, and maybe people want to see that. I mean, what I'm doing is interesting to me. Maybe it's interesting to other people. I just don't want to post up videos that are just me like downloading mods and fucking installing them and checking them to make sure they work and shit. But maybe people would be into that. I don't know. There's comment section. You guys can leave that down there. Do you want to see more video game videos? If you're on the YouTube channel, go over to the YouTube channel, check it out. Because I post up some stuff and then real stuff and then not real stuff, and well, not real stuff. It's all real, but it's like video games and shit. But there's some real live videos on there. Like I posted up, running a double rail, running the walking floor, running the what else was it? The tanker, I think. I don't know what it was, but yeah. I mean, it's just I think things are pretty interesting, but I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys go. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions, and I'll talk to you again probably tomorrow. So take it easy. Adios. Keep all 18 down. Bye bye.